We are talking about the ghostly movie, The Sound, directed and written by Jenna Matheson, and this one stars Rose McGowan and Christopher Lloyd. The story here actually has quite an interesting premise. It's basically about this debunker of paranormal activity, played by Rose McGowan's character. And what she does, she goes into alleged hauntings and uses her equipment, her kind of like her technology, to investigate using sound waves and various kind of audio equipment to basically debunk apparent hauntings. We have a little bit of a prologue at the beginning to kind of give you an example. Then we're going to go into our main story. She essentially accepts a case to visit this kind of deserted underground tube station or a subway, and there's apparent hauntings of this woman there. Now she sets off there somewhat ill-prepared, you might say, and when she goes there, she experiences things that she's never seen before. Vivid hallucinations, manifestations of all things ghostly. Is it actually ghosts, or is it this kind of weird, unexplained sound waves that's causing her to have weird hallucinations? Or is she simply going mad? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. So let's discuss The Sound. Now, I have to discuss the negatives first of this film, unfortunately, because they're kind of like, they're going to bug me unless I say. And there's the biggest one here, I'm sorry to say, is Rose McGowan herself. Now, she is an experienced actress. She's done a lot of, certainly genre movies among other ones. But unfortunately here, she's particularly stagnant in her performance, shall we say. Her performance is very bizarre. I mean, the whole movie focuses around her, which is going to be the main issue. And she's nearly expressionless in this movie. There's no emoting from her whatsoever. Her performance is so flat and so kind of bland that you just get bored of her performance. And I'll go so far as to say, right, that her, when you have close-ups of her, it looks like her face is so full of Botox that it just doesn't move. So when we have, reactions to things, literally there's nothing. There's nothing. It's such a bizarre performance. It's just one note throughout the whole movie. And her, I don't know, just the way her character is set up. She's wearing this bizarre wig. She's her character is written to be somewhat unlikable to begin with. She's this person who's constantly, hashtagging all this crap, and you just think, what a prick. And I'm getting it's meant to be to get that millennial crowd for you, but I don't know, I just found it kind of unlikable. And you just feel, why is her character literally got in from a case, says, "Oh, see her," straight away to her husband, off she goes to another one. And I think, who's paying for this for a start? And you've got into this, like, you investigate this deserted underground subway system. I mean, there could be all sorts of weirdos and drug addicts and God knows what in there, but you just got in with your laptop that seems to have unlimited battery. Oh, I don't know. So the writing here is the second thing, obviously. Even though I feel the premise is actually quite interesting and had some quite good hooks in it, the actual writing for me doesn't work in regards to some of these situations are just plain stupid. And then we have this other character, this detective who kind of is introduced around the halfway mark. And I thought, okay, another character to kind of play off against. And it's actually by an actor that you've seen before, who always plays bad guys. And, his character was way underdeveloped because there's a bit of a thing that happens with him, a bit of a reveal, shall we say. And I never really got where it came from, if that makes sense. It just wasn't expanded upon enough. And then ultimately his fate, or the aftermath of his fate, should have been touched upon. It wasn't. Big mistake for me, that one. It just didn't make sense. And unfortunately, the pacing of this movie is very slow. And with Rose McGowan's overly static performance, it makes it incredibly dull. Anyway, let's talk about some good stuff, shall we? The main positives here for me, I think the visual style is very good. Fantastic location for a start. It looks genuinely creepy. You would not want to get out of this place. It looks absolutely horrifying. So I do feel the visuals themselves have a great, creepy, sort of weird kind of like ambiance that really does kind of make you want to crawl out your skin. I thought they actually did quite a good job with the audio here as well, considering this movie's called The Sound. There's some quite good audio effects here that have this kind of like this low hum, that's kind of quite creepy. And there are some fairly quite good, efficient, ghostly visuals that actually happen on screen. They're relatively, minor here and there, but I thought that when they're on screen, they actually do work in quite a good way, and they go hand in hand with the kind of the use of technology. I thought that was also quite good. So visually, I feel this film is kind of works to a certain degree, but unfortunately, the story and McGowan's performance really bring this movie down. So if you're looking at 2/3, at 1/3 it kind of maybe does okay on, but the other 2/3 they're pretty kind of disappointing, I've got to say. The fate of this policeman really bothered me. That was really poor writing, if you ask me, and McGowan's performance as well. You when you're hiring a named actor like that, you should expect a better performance than this, and then the director should have kind of like picked up on this. I don't know what was going on with that. Really weird. I've liked her so much in other stuff, but overall this movie is incredibly dull. It's incredibly slow, and you really don't feel like you've got any payoff on it. And yeah, so overall 4 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.